Hi guys, Activator Doc here. So today what we're going to do is we're going to be taping a wrist. This is a very classic taping of it that you can do at home. So I'm actually going to show you on a roll how to measure. Some of our other videos I've already pre-cut the tape. So on a wrist it's a little more complicated because you also are going to include your thumb. Now when we include the thumb, what you're going to do to measure is you're actually going to come down and measure just at the base of that. So we're going to do that, flip over going through the web, and then you're going to go around. When you end, you're only wanting to end about a third of the way up on that wrist. And this is where you would end up giving a cut. Now, I've already measured it. When you measure, remember there's going to be a little bit of tension into this tape, so you don't have to be exact. There's no wrong way to measure. Yep. So then measuring all the way around. And then we end about a third. So when we cut the tape, again, like we've said in other videos, what I want you guys to do is always curl these edges. So that way, there we go. So that way they don't get snagged on anything. Anytime you do an extremity, so a wrist, a knee, an ankle, it is really important to do this because that is a more movable joint and it tends to fall off a lot quicker. So we're trying to make the tape last the 3 to 5 days that it can. Now, we are adding in the thumb. So what we're going to do is when we measure, this is about where we want to end. So you're going to go from that very point here to there, and this is where we're going to start doing a kind of a funky double cut. So rock tape has these nice little bubbles on the back to line it up. And you're going to cut just down the center to that point. For her, that was about 2.5 blocks. You're going to round that extra edge and round that extra edge. Now this one is a little trickier because when we start peeling back the tape, you're actually going to tear it right at the end of those two pieces to start with. What this does is it allows us when we get to this point to be able to have more movability through the solid 2-inch piece. Now with the wrist, unless you're a really big guy, I always suggest to use a 2-inch. Sometimes you want the big daddy 4-inch tape, but that's not what we're really going for with this motion and with this taping process. So we're going to start just like we normally do. Tear off the end. When you tear, you're just tearing it apart rather than trying to tear like a piece of paper. You're going to take the end off and apply it just on the wrist below it. Good. You're going to take the other piece, you're going to take the whole thing and take that off. You're going to come up around, try to keep that thumb in a nice neutral position. You're going to come around. Now we still have the other pesky piece to take care of, so we're going to go and take the whole thing off. And you're just going to simply lay it down the other direction. You want to make sure that you cover up that end so it stays. The wrist and the hand is a very movable joint, so we're trying to get that tape to stay as long as possible. Now, the very end, this is where we start to do our spiral. You're going to grab that end, give yourself some room. You're going to do about 30% tension, and we're going to start going from the inside of that wrist and start spiraling around. Remember when you take this off, guys, please don't take it off after you've been exercising or a warm shower. The adhesive tends to like to stick, and when that adhesive sticks, it wants to stay longer so you can take off a little more skin than you expected. Keep with that tension, and then at the very end, no tension, so you're going to hold it, let it go, and lay it down. Go ahead and give it a good rub. I like to use the back of the tape. It applies a really good friction. And that's how you do a classic wrist. If you guys have any more questions or anything like that, you can check out our other videos on YouTube, Activator Doc, and also you can look on our website, thebendchiropractor.com. Thanks, and I'll see you guys later.